Thursday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
River Cities, total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, local spot. NolaAC.com, local spot.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
When a young man comes in and they walk into our store and you can see they're a little intimidated. Last week, I saw the young man. I said, "Hey, what can I do to give you a hand?" And he said, "Well, I'm here for an engagement ring, but I don't think I'm in the right place." So I got him to my desk, and within an hour, he had purchased an engagement ring, had spent $1,000, and he was treated like he spent a lot more, and I'm sure we have a customer for life. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Healthy and delicious? Hard to find in New Orleans, easy to find at Lebanon's Cafe. For the finest in Middle Eastern cuisine, make it the Mediterranean diet. On Carrollton at Jeanette, Lebanon's Cafe.
As New Orleans as Mardi Gras. Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
We're all just blocking the street. Come on, I gotta deliver this pizza. Screw it. We won't stop blocking the street. Never stop blocking the street.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Thanks so much for joining us. The Friday before Mardi Gras. You hear that background noise? That's because Fletcher Mackel is in the French Quarter, literally ground zero for Mardi Gras New Orleans. What's up, Fletch?
Not a lot, Corey. I am here in the French Quarter partaking in a lot of the carnival festivities, so it's all good.
Nice. What you got going tonight? You doing a little march?
Yep, Hermes, and so I'm about to head that way. I think we did this last year. I was in an Uber with Jeff Duncan as we were trying to get to the front of the route. I'm in the quarter right now, and it's like locals day down here. It's fantastic.
No, it really is. It is great. Plus a lot of folks from around the region, country, the world heading into the city as we speak. Are you marching or are you working for Channel 6 tonight?
The parade tracker. So, yes, it's a little bit of both. It's
nice.
Work, but it's fun, too.
Yeah, no doubt. It's got to be. Plus, you get a little carte blanche with that parade tracker Channel 6 vehicle.
Yeah, well, I'm actually going to walk. So I do the walk.
Yeah, that's good. Just the vehicle's right around you. It's part of the parade too, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, that's great stuff. Fletcher Mackel joining us from the French Quarter. Yeah, this is it, huh, Fletch? You're a native. You know what it's all about. The next 5 days, New Orleans at its greatest, at its best.
Without question. I mean, I'm down here right now, and it's one of those things that, I hate to use the cliche of, feed your soul, but, I mean, this is what we do well. I mean, it's locals day down here, all these bars, these great local bars. I was at the chart room. It's fantastic. It's great. This is kind of like the start of everything that'll culminate on Tuesday. I know it started a few weeks ago, and I love, a lot of the different parades like Crew de Boo, but really, last night it kind of kicked off, and it's going to be pretty special.
No, and the weather was perfect. Last night it was warm, no rain interfering really with the parades. The rain comes through overnight while everybody's asleep, and then this cold front rolling in. Margaret Orr will tell you, that we're looking like 5 straight days of really good weather and no rain. That's the key, no rain.
Yeah, I lost you for a second because I am in the quarter and there was a police cruiser that passed, so I apologize.
No, we thought about a 50-50 shot they were pulling over to arrest you, cuff you up, and throw you in the back. But thank goodness you're not. We can finish this segment. Now, I was just saying, Margaret Orr will tell you, great weather for the next 5 days. It's not 60 and sunny, but no rain in the forecast. That's key.
Well, and how about this? She said that it's going to be one of the 3 warmest Mardi Gras ever, and we may touch on the warmest Mardi Gras ever.
Yeah, it could hit 80 degrees by Tuesday. All right, officer, please don't arrest Fletcher. He's innocent, I think. I think he is.
You're getting the full experience of the French Quarter here because there's a sheriff's patrol coming down Toulouse right now. I'm going to tell you who they're leading here. I know we normally talk sports, but they're leading the jesters of something in a marching parade in the quarter here. So, yeah, it's just fantastic.
What's your Mardi Gras day looking like? Work? Kind of work and play?
Day for us is going to be, we've got something special. We celebrate sports people every year. So Sharif Ishak and myself have something special this year. We did Burrow and Breeze 2 years ago. Last year we did Pelicans players. We've got something special this year on Mardi Gras Day, costume-wise. Look, I'm a New Orleans person through and through, but I am in Metairie on Mardi Gras Day. My brother will be at Gallier Hall anchoring our coverage. I will be in Jefferson Parish. But nonetheless, we'll have a good time.
Yeah, I've told you that story when they were mad at me at work and relegated me to Jefferson Parish. It's still fun out there. It's still fun.
It is. It's all Mardi Gras. Everybody in the entire region's having a good time, so that's what's most important.
Yeah, it's hard to get off the Mardi Gras topic with you, especially while you're in at ground zero. The French Quarter doesn't get much better than that. But let's kind of quickly go through it. Derek Carr visiting with the Jets now? It almost seemed like a done deal with the Saints, Fletch, even with the, non-trade thing, like he'll get released and then the Saints will sign him, but that isn't the case. I guess his agent convinced him otherwise. Hey, man, you might want to go to the Saints. Maybe you don't. You had a great 2-day visit, but I got to do my job, and my job says let's field offers from the market. And the Jets are up right now, right?
Yeah, and look, here's the thing. Him and his agent are making the smart decision. He's 31 years old. He's coming off a Pro Bowl season. This is the height of his earning power. He's going to get like 4 years and $120 million or 5 years and $150 million with like $60 million or $80 million guaranteed. So, and look, the Jets are good. The Jets have the offensive and defensive rookies of the year. The Jets are a really good team. Like, people feel they're a quarterback away. Aaron Rodgers has been linked to them, but if they don't get Rodgers, they need a quarterback, and Derek Carr would be really good in New York. So I don't blame him for what he's doing. I still think when the dust settles, he ends up in New Orleans, but the Jets are a real threat because they're good, because they're young, because they have money. And I could see that happening. It's going to be interesting to see the next few weeks how the dust settles.
What makes you think New Orleans? I mean, there were reports that Mickey Loomis and the Saints were trying to beat him down on the money, and maybe the Jets are going to give him that money you were just talking about. Why do you think New Orleans over New York?
I think the connection to Dennis Allen, that was his first coach who drafted him, who started him as a rookie. So I think that's a strong connection. I think getting out of the AFC, look, the AFC is a bear. I mean, you've got Mahomes in KC. You've got Joe Burrow in the Bengals. You've got Justin Herbert. You've got Sean Payton now and Russell Wilson. You've got Josh Allen. I mean, so, to me, the NFC has what? The Eagles? I think they're good, but I'm not sure. The Cowboys? Aaron Rodgers is probably going to get traded to either the Jets, the Raiders, Miami. So to me, if I'm Derek Carr, I look at the Saints and say, I have a connection with Dennis Allen. They still have a really good defense. They got good playmakers. They can pay me, and it's in the NFC where I can win.
Yeah, and old man Rodgers might be the only quarterback in the NFC that's comparable to those other 4 you mentioned. Really 5. I think Russell Wilson will get his career revived with Sean Payton in Denver.
That's what I mean. Look, the NFC is wide open. The NFC South is really wide open. That's, again, I just think there's too many reasons for him not to come to the Saints at the end of the day, does he go play Josh Allen twice a year in Buffalo? Even New England, I can make an argument, is still a team that's, has a chance to be okay. And if Tua is healthy in Miami, at one time he was an MVP candidate. So, and then all the other teams in the AFC. So, again, not that these guys run from competition, but the smart business move says, take the money, come to the NFC, come where you've got a coach that knows you. I mean, look, the Saints, I told you this last week, I think the Saints made inroads by being the only team that was willing to trade for him. And so I think that consciously or subconsciously, that'll affect the decision.
I don't know if Derek Carr, I think he's a little better, but I don't know how much better he is than Andy Dalton. I don't think he's 3 times the money better. And the Saints really up against it with the cap. Mickey Loomis will make it work, but then it limits who else you can go get via free agency. Andy Dalton was top 10 in the NFL quarterback rating last year, Fletch. Top 10.
So I'll say this. I think Derek Carr is significantly better than Andy Dalton at this point of his career. Now, in 5 years, could Derek Carr be Andy Dalton? Maybe. But I think that from an ability standpoint, Derek Carr is much better than Andy Dalton. I think Jimmy Garoppolo would probably be more on par with an Andy Dalton that needs a great cast around him, needs things to break the right way. I would put Carr in a little bit of a different class than him right now. Andy Dalton's 35. 4 years from now, Carr could be there. But you're right. If the Saints sign him, they'll structure the deal to give him a massive signing bonus and keep the number down so they can sign guys and keep guys in years 1 and 2. But make no mistake, if Derek Carr's their quarterback, this is not a bridge quarterback or a Band-Aid. If the Saints get him, it's going to be a 4 or 5 year deal, and they'll be locked into him, no doubt about it, for at least 3.
The NFL is obviously going to do their own investigation, but I believe they were waiting on, law enforcement or the justice system to do theirs. Alvin Kamara indicted in Las Vegas. Alvin Kamara essentially indicted in Clark County on a couple of battery charges. What do you think that means? I don't think he's going anywhere, but 4 to 6 games possibly suspended for next year?
Yeah, I mean, when the dust settles. So look, my brother covers obviously a lot of this more than I do.
Yeah.
But what he told me is, like, when an indictment is official, it means they obviously couldn't resolve it and go to the judge and say, we've rectified the situation, please show him mercy, all that kind of stuff. So, now it could potentially go to trial. I still think it ends with the settlement because I don't think, Alvin Kamara wants it to get to, a jury in Nevada. So we'll see. But yeah, I think he's going to face a 4 to 6 game suspension. That sounds about right at some point this season once the dust settles on this.
Hey, about 20 seconds. NBA All-Star break. The Pels don't play again till next Thursday after Mardi Gras. Nice timing for the break, by the way. Zion Williamson expected to be back after the All-Star break a few weeks ago. Now it is indefinite. Real bummer, huh?
Yeah, real bummer because you see how much he means. Look, Brandon Ingram's a fringe all-star. CJ McCollum's a fringe all-star. Somebody told me this a long time about the NBA. There's few difference makers in the league. Chris Paul's a difference maker. Everywhere he goes, they win. Durant's a difference maker. There's guys that are good players, but not difference makers. The Pelicans have some really good players, but not difference makers. Zion is the difference maker. When he plays and he's elite, they win and have a chance to do special things. But I don't know when we're going to see him. I mean, I hope we see him towards the end of the year. But now they're looking more like a play-in team than a bona fide playoff team.
Fletch, enjoy yourself. See you next week. Happy Mardi Gras.
You too.
Hi, everyone. It's Tommy Wrong for AsbestosMoneyGrab.com. This is not, I repeat, not for folks with real asbestos problems. But if you're like me and were maybe taking a shop class in high school where you maybe breathed in some brake dust and you know for certain you're fine, but you're the type of person that takes advantage of these types of situations, get tested, lawyer up, and steal some money like me. Go to I'm not really hurt at all, but like exploiting the system for free cash.com.
Kanye West was seen shopping at Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
I am Shakespeare in the flesh. Walt Disney, Nike, Google.
Okay, I think Kanye was talking about something else entirely. Super Discount Store on Paris Road in Chalmette.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about New Orleans food, fresh local seafood, and even a few Italian specialties. Old school New Orleans, just like you remember. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Enjoy outdoor dining on the streetcar line, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, the finest in Middle Eastern cuisine, Carrollton at Jeanette, Lebanon's Cafe.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. It's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
You heard Scott Craig right there. More of the good things. That's what Katie's is all about. What a great place to check out Endymion tomorrow. Katie's in Mid-City can be kind of your spot. A great little place to knock out some food and drinks, rest and relax. And then like 2 blocks away, you're on Canal Street checking out one of the Super Cruise. Endymion tomorrow night, the first of 3 Super Cruise. It is 5 days until Mardi Gras, the best 5 days, maybe in the United States of America. No one does it better than we do, and this is truly New Orleans at its best. The European masterpiece is shining. You can engage the clutch, downshift a couple of gears, 5 straight days of Mardi Gras. The weather is cooperating. Absolutely fantastic. Every Friday, Michael Hecht joins us from Greater New Orleans Inc. That's always brought to you by Latrim, the global manufacturing giant that just keeps growing, keeps expanding, and keeps hiring you, New Orleanians. Dozens and dozens and dozens of jobs on their website at Latrim.com. East Bankers, West Bankers. They've got you at their ever-expanding Elmwood campus, which is over 80 acres of Latrim. North Shore folks, off the I-12 near Hammond, they've got a facility for you. Latrim.com for a full listing of positions available. Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans Inc. joins us again on the program. Michael, New Orleans at its greatest right now for the next 5 days. Tough to beat anywhere on the planet.
Anywhere on the planet. Corey, that introduction was like when you used to have the Evel Knievel little motorcycle and you'd rev it up and you'd rev it up and you'd rev it up and you'd finally let it go and it'd fly off the ramp. That was that level of introduction, but I can't disagree with any of that. This is what the world wants today, and New Orleans does it with frigging muscle memory.
Yep.
I mean, it's automatic.
Nope. And on Tuesday, we'll be jumping over, the buses at Caesar's Palace, and the rest of the world will be the Snake River Canyon jump where the parachute comes out early.
That's about right. I mean, it's it's important to remember that this stuff that we do so well is the stuff that can't be replicated by anybody.
Nope.
By an Orlando, by a Nashville, by a Dallas, and that's why getting the basics right are so important, because you get those two things in combination, and the sky's the limit. And so, it's been a fun few days. It certainly is energizing to be with everybody for Mardi Gras, but it also is a reminder that, man, take care of the blocking and tackling.
Yep.
And then the rest of the stuff is on lock.
Hey, kind of, no pun intended, ballpark numbers, NBA All-Star Game, Essence Fest, Decadence Fest, $100 million type economic, opportunity or investment. Then you get up another level, maybe like a Final Four, something like that. You get $150, $200 million. You get into French Quarter Festival, could be like $250 million. And then you move into rare ground with a Super Bowl, $350 million economic impact. Mardi Gras is the Mac Daddy of them all, huh, Michael? We're talking north of, $350, $400 million direct and indirect economic impact for New Orleans and the metro area.
No, I respectfully disagree. I think you can measure the economic impact of something like the Super Bowl based on how many hot dogs and T-shirts and hotel nights you sell. I don't think you can measure accurately the goodwill that is created by Mardi Gras. It's a global brand. It's why New Orleans is the top 20 civic brand in the entire world. And, the term invaluable is probably used too loosely, but here it's accurate. I don't know how to value the idea that people have that New Orleans is the pure expression of the human experience, which is what Mardi Gras is. It's a religious holiday technically, but frankly, it's a secular humanist holiday about the joy of being together. And I don't think you can put a price tag on it. I don't think the hotel nights capture what it does for us in terms of people wanting to be here for the other 350 days of the year.
No, this 5 days for some folks is 20% of their year. It is advertising, news stories. It's a lot of free marketing regionally, nationally, even internationally. You're so right. I don't know how you can put an economic number on it. It's folks directly, indirectly, just discussing New Orleans, showing photos, showing video. It is invaluable.
No doubt. In fact, right now, speaking of invaluable, I'm thinking about how much I would pay to figure out how I'm going to get home. I have no idea. I'm outside the box, brother. I might have to give you the whole. What do you think I do? You think I cut down to Claiborne, take Claiborne up to Carrollton, come back that way?
I got 2 words for you: blue bike.
Yeah, honestly, bro.
I'm telling you.
Cut it right.
No,
out of this mess.
It's trafficy. It's crazy. I brought my mom to the Brocelli concert last week and then had an Irene's reservation. And I'm like, did I really get an Irene's reservation during Mardi Gras?
What does that even mean?
No, I ended up going. I called and canceled, and they're like, no problem. We got people waiting. They'll take your slot. I went to Crescent City Steaks on Broad to kind of get away from everybody. It worked out fine.
Yeah, no, it always works out fine. You just gotta have the right attitude, which is that this is right now. You've been dumped from the raft. You are in the rapids.
Yep.
You know what? You got a life vest on. hold on, and you're going to pop back up.
No,
You know?
you're Burt Reynolds in Deliverance going down the White Rapid River. Everybody else is, your boy Ned Beatty in that bad scene around the rest of the world. We're not going to get into that. Hey,
that took a dark turn, Corey.
yeah, that was pretty dark. That was a little worse than the Evel Knievel Snake River Canyon screw up. Hey,
holy.
Yeah, hey, Michael. Speaking of a dark turn, I didn't get this. I thought this ad was fantastic. That NOPD ad, it just really showed New Orleans at its greatest with the dancing, the revelry, the kind of Mardi Gras spirit, Chewbacca walking down, and then the cop in the middle. And then they pulled the ad because of some LBGTQ anti, sentiment or homophobic sentiment. I didn't even get that angle. You had to tell me that for me to get it. I thought it was New Orleans at its best. I mean, that's what we are. We're a melting pot of everything. We're a gumbo. We're not tomato soup. Did you find that ad wrong? I thought that ad was great.
No, to be fair, I haven't seen it. I vaguely saw there was a thing. I thought that we took it down because Cleveland was upset. Why did we take it down? I mean, Dubakis and New Orleans in general is probably the most gay-friendly city in the country.
Yep. No, that was my original thought too. Right? Like we were bashing Cleveland or something, but we're just jumping on the Tennessee Williams quote. Like I think he said something like New York, San Francisco, New Orleans are the only cities in this country. Everywhere else is Cleveland. That's fairly accurate. I mean, I always joke, Michael, I wish we had the economy of Dallas, Houston, Atlanta. But you could take an Atlanta native or someone that's been there 20, 30 years, drug them, knock them out, put them in a plane, fly them to Houston, put them in a new suburb there, and they think they're still in Atlanta.
Well, so who made us take this ad down?
No, I think just, public pressure, a lot of social media stuff. When you see the ad, I think you're going to be in agreement with me. You're going to be like, my God, incredibly well produced and just shows the funkiness and the greatness, the diversity of New Orleans. I'm not kidding you. When I heard the gay homophobic angle thing, I was like, are you kidding me? I didn't even see that. But I guess like you're saying, we're gay friendly, black, white, Italian, Latino, whatever. It's a melting pot. So I don't notice those things, honestly.
No, we discriminate against one thing exactly in New Orleans, and that is conformity.
Yep.
God, we hate boring people. If you're a boring or you're a conformist, you're probably not going to be treated well here. But everything else, and particularly during Mardi Gras, you are celebrated. And I don't know how to gender Chewbacca. Chewbacca is Chewbacca is a base situation.
Yeah,
right?
No, you got to check out the spot. I thought it was just really well done, and I don't know why they 86'd
I'll
it.
check it out. I haven't seen it at all. In fairness, I haven't seen it, but it seems to be like an overreaction
to nothing. I think just some homophobic, anti-gay folks that this is what New Orleans is. This is what the police want. I mean, I think it was just overthinking it entirely. Hey, real quick before we let you go, Michael, I get fired up over simple things sometimes. We all know that. But in the middle of my program a couple of days ago, that Top Golf announcement was made right, like kind of on the north side of this river district development, the potential development. Chapatoulas, kind of the lakeside of Chapatoulas, in between Chapatoulas and the Saleh Apartments, right by Race Street. I've been to the Top Golf in Baton Rouge. You don't have to play golf. It's a triple-decker sports bar, restaurant, entertainment venue with lots of games and fun. And it's $40 million plus bucks, and it's a couple of hundred employees. I hope that thing's a go this time.
Yeah, I hope it is too. I mean, I think that whole area over there by the river is going to be just absolutely spectacular.
Yep.
The closest thing I've seen to it recently is something in Washington, D.C. called the Wharf District.
Nice.
And if you get a chance to go check it out in D.C., it's this really exciting kind of live-work area on the river, on the Potomac. It's got good energy, good architecture, people all the time. And, clearly that's what that area needs to be. It's one of the
And
best undeveloped neighborhoods in the country, probably.
And $1 billion of investment, something New Orleans really needs. Hey, Michael Hecht, be safe. Have a great Mardi Gras. We'll see you next week.
You too, brother. Have a good roll. Thank you, man.
That's Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans Inc. on the parade route.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
If you love Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City, you're going to love Bienvenue in Harahan. The same folks bringing a little of that New Orleans flavor to Hickory Avenue. If you love Katie's, come to Bienvenue on Hickory Avenue in Harahan.
Have a painting project but can't decide on the perfect color? At Helm Paint and Decorating, we offer half-pint paint samples in any Benjamin Moore color for under $5, so you can test potential paint colors before investing in a full gallon.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Rouse's Markets means convenience. Every one of our 65 locations opens at 7 a.m., some at 6:30. And they're open until 10 p.m., with some staying open till 11 or even midnight. Convenience. Rouse's Markets. Tastes like home.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the calamari fritti or spaghetti and meatballs. Lunch Monday to Friday, dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
The city's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa with 4 area locations: New Orleans, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and Metairie. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. NOLA.woodhousespas.com.
Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Trey Yen in Mandeville.
Recently, Kim Kardashian was seen at Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
Let's party.
Can you think of any other celebrities that won't sue us? Super Discount Store in Chalmette. The lowest prices allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and cold beer. 3235 Paris Road.
Friday before Mardi Gras, the biggest 5 days of the year as far as New Orleans at its best. Folks from around the state, folks from around the South, folks from around the country, folks from around the world coming into New Orleans. I was over by Louis Armstrong International today. Lots of planes on the tarmac, lots of planes flying in. Looked very, very busy. Lots of folks in cars on the road coming in on I-10 and down I-55 and I-65 and I-59, I-49. Yeah, you right. 5 days of incredible fun. New Orleans at its best. 20-plus parades starting tonight until Tuesday, Mardi Gras Day in New Orleans alone. Weather cooperating, no rain expected for like the next week. Cold and windy right now. It'll be cold and windy tonight, tomorrow night. Mardi Gras Day, we might hit 80. Just incredible, catching the wintry mix and going right back to the subtropics. Fantastic. Tough to beat. Most important thing, no rain. We're going to have a really good 5 days of Mardi Gras. Enjoy yourself, everybody. You know what I don't get? Ladders on the curb and elevated, things on the curb. Why aren't those things off the curb? You're higher up than the people. The people below you doesn't matter. You don't need to be right up front with the ladders and the elevated type things. I don't understand that. Even the Mardi Gras stands like in Jefferson Parish, they're right up against the street. It's like push them back a little bit. Give people more room. You're above them anyway. And I don't get that, but maybe that'll be worked out. I know the ladders are supposed to be like 6 feet off the curb, and no one really follows that rule. It's a smart rule, a smart law. The city doesn't have time to enforce something like that. Hey, a lot of you folks that, just living in New Orleans, you're going to celebrate Mardi Gras. You're not going to celebrate Mardi Gras. I got 3 great suggestions for you. Lebanon's Cafe on Carrollton at Jeanette. Fausto's on Veterans, Fury's on Veterans, I should say 4 things, and Trey Yen on the North Shore. You can avoid the festivities. You can avoid the crowds. You can avoid all the tourists. Love them. Thank God they're here. You can avoid the Warehouse District, the CBD, the Marigny, the Bywater, Uptown parades. You can avoid all that and still get fantastic food without any of the hassle. It's like a regular night at these places I mentioned. There's no sign of Mardi Gras. You might have a straggler rolling in from the parade dressed up, glitter on their face and the like. But Lebanon's Cafe, Carrollton at Jeanette, some of the best Middle Eastern food in the city. Fausto's, great Sicilian and Italian, a few blocks in on Vets. A block down across the street, Fury's, local fresh seafood. And Trey Yen on the North Shore. Some of the best Chinese cuisine in America. Yeah, avoid the crowds. Giving you 4 good suggestions. Hey, don't let Mardi Gras distract you. Wednesday is the deadline to sign the recall for Mayor LaToya Cantrell, nolatoya.org. The former IG City of New Orleans, Ed Cotreveau, penned a nice letter to the paper. A petition to recall New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell needs more signatures within days to give voters the chance to decide whether her behavior warrants removal. Her alleged actions may not result in indictments nor violate ethics laws. Even so, they're the very definition of corruption because they abuse public resources for personal purpose. Corruption destroys trust. Corruption in leadership is particularly contagious to lower-level bureaucrats and spreads throughout the organization. The mayor's travel expenses and other actions are under scrutiny. Her alleged diversion of city revenue to private organizations she controls. Her involvement in the Smart Cities initiative, featuring a contract tailored by employees for a firm they own. Her alleged abuse of the city apartment and the subordinate assigned to protect her, and her use of public funds for a recent mailer touting her record. A society's leaders have a responsibility to maintain social norms of behavior by setting an example and by denouncing violations of those norms. If leaders do not, those standards of behavior will disappear. Cantrell appeared in juvenile court during the sentencing hearing of a carjacker, which gave the appearance of an improper attempt to influence the sentencing. In doing so, she gave tacit approval for more lawlessness. She also stood with Irvin Mayfield Jr. before his sentencing for stealing over $1 million from the public library. Quote, "We all need to stand together. A true son of the city." End quote. The city's highest officer explicitly encouraged more fraud by condoning criminal behavior. These are not the actions of a responsible or ethical leader, and I urge residents to sign the petition. Otherwise, the corruption that motivated me to move away will only get worse. Ed Quatrevo, former Inspector General, City of New Orleans, now in Metairie. No, I think Ed Quatrevo nails it. I forgot about the one thing he mentioned that I don't really talk about too much, that Smart Cities initiative, the Magic Johnson gimmick, where her own people were benefiting. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. Crazy. Corey Johnson with you on a Friday. Yeah, you right. Thanks so much for joining us in the 4 o'clock hour. We're just getting started. 5 o'clock power hour coming your way next. Frank Brigtsen's going to join us from his world-class restaurant, Brigtsen's, in about 20 minutes. If you missed the 4 o'clock hour, you missed a lot. Fletcher, Mackel on the streets in the French Quarter with the Channel 6 parade tracker. Joining us live from the quarter, the sights and sounds, at least the sounds, coming through with our little chit-chat with Fletch. And then Michael Hecht just joined us, talking about Mardi Gras, the economic impact for the city, and on and on. Great stuff. Corey Johnson with you on a Friday. Young's Dry Cleaning's been with you since 1940. Truly a New Orleans institution. You might get some clothes dirty over the next 5 days with Mardi Gras. Young's Dry Cleaning will take care of you. Find out more online, youngsdrycleaning.com. What's that, Blue Boy? You've got on your costume. You've got on your mask. You're ready for Mardi Gras 2023. But first, you want me to hustle home for some kibble for you. I hear you. 5 o'clock powwow next. Don't move.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
Hi, it's Ken Friend from Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business. Come see us over on Maple Street in Uptown.
Friend & Company Fine Jewelers Breitling time, 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
In New Orleans, we don't need to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, is now more convenient than ever. Now open, the Woodhouse Day Spa, Metairie location, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. Metairie and Kenner's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Where can you find shish kebab in New Orleans? Lamb, beef, chicken, shrimp, plus all your other Mediterranean favorites. Lebanon's Cafe on the streetcar line. Lunch, dinner, and shish kebab. Lebanon's Cafe.
If you are a loved one or suffering from addiction, listen to Springfield Wellness Center's founder, Paula Norris Metier.
I feel personally, when I walk around on the grounds, that it's sacred ground. It's healing. Just the environment is healing. Just being here makes one feel like that, I can let go. I can let go of the worry. I can let go of the stress that I've been carrying around for a long time. We don't shame anybody. We don't blame anybody. We don't judge anyone. Just that alone really is the on which everything else that we do is done.
Put your addiction behind you. Call Springfield Wellness Center, 504-291-4000.
Just call us. That's all. And we'll be waiting for you.
504-291-4000. 291-4000. Springfield Wellness Center. SpringfieldWellnessCenter.com.
When a young man comes in and they walk into our store, and you can see they're a little intimidated. Last week, I saw the young man. I said, "Hey, what can I do to give you a hand?" And he said, "Well, I'm here for an engagement ring, but I don't think I'm in the right place." So I got him to my desk, and within an hour, he had purchased an engagement ring, had spent $1,000, and he was treated like he spent a lot more, and I'm sure we have a customer for life. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about John Fury, an absolute genius at the fryer, making the best fried shrimp in New Orleans. None better anywhere. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Good times. Good times. Keeping your head above water. When you can. Temporary layoffs. Easy credit ripoffs. Scratching and surviving. Hanging in a toilet? I think that's not the right words, but it sounds like it. Where's number 9, Drew Brees, when you need him? Yeah, you, right? Crescent City and beyond. Oh, yeah. The Friday before Mardi Gras 2023, New Orleans at its absolute best. Hard to beat the vibe and the feeling out on the street. Great food, great music. People smiling, having a great time. Locals, folks from around the state, folks from around the region, folks from around the South, the country, the world. All coming into the Crescent City. Louis Armstrong International is a buzzing. Folks beelining in from the west on I-10, from the east on I-10. Coming due south on I-49, 55, 59, I-65. As we say in New Orleans, yeah, you, right. Corey Johnson with you, a Fantasy Friday edition of the program. It's no fantasy. It's Mardi Gras 2023. Hey, we always play the 5 o'clock whistle. Ding, ding. A little bit after 5 o'clock on a Friday. I love this very time of the week, now more so than ever. A little bit after 5 on a Friday. The entire work week in the books. And the entire weekend is still smack dab in front of us, and it's a 5-day weekend for many folks. Or you want to say 4 days. the rest of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, you right again. I got to say, yeah, you right again. Mardi Gras 2023 in full swing. The music, the food, the revelry. It's just tough to beat. Ground zero on this planet for the biggest free party in the world right now in New Orleans. Yeah, and so many folks rolling into the city. Hotels are packed. The Quarter is packed. The warehouse district's packed. People all over the streets on Canal Street, Bourbon, Royal, going over to Frenchman in the Marigny Triangle. Just absolutely fantastic. About 20 parades in Orleans Parish alone from tonight through Tuesday. It's just really hard to beat. The 3 Super Cruise tomorrow afternoon into the evening, Endymion. Sunday night, it's Bacchus after a full day of parades on Saturday for Endymion, Sunday for Bacchus. Monday, Orpheus. And then, of course, Zulu and Rex and all the others rolling Tuesday in Orleans Parish in New Orleans. You know, I joke about Metairie Mardi Gras, but it's really needed. North Shore, home of Thibodeau, the Mississippi Gulf Coast, even Mobile, Alabama. Otherwise, New Orleans, we couldn't handle it. Literally hundreds of thousands of extra folks in the city, staying with friends and family at homes, Airbnb, all the hotels loaded up. I think the CBD has about 30,000 hotel rooms within a mile of the French Quarter. They're all jam-packed. Restaurants, full reservations, music clubs and bars bustling from the seams. Thank goodness. A huge economic impact, hundreds of millions of dollars. I mean, indirectly, it could be north of $500 million, plus the marketing and promotion, the freebie. Check out news channels over the next few days. They'll have anchors, they'll have cameras, there'll be lots of photos and video of Mardi Gras in New Orleans. Just incredible free marketing for our city. Yep, Mardi Gras the next 5 days. 4.5, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, as good as it gets. And the weather, totally cooperating. Last night, parades pretty much went off without a hitch. And then late last night, overnight, we had a little bit of rain, this cold front rolling in. We've got a wintry mix, very breezy, no rain though, very breezy and cold today, tomorrow. But then we start warming up. So we go from a wintry mix with the blustery winds right now, feels like in the 30s in most parts of New Orleans. Mardi Gras Day, we might hit 80, right back to the subtropics again. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Like our culture, a little bit of everything. The weather is the same deal, but no rain. No rain in the forecast for like the next week. Just absolutely fantastic. Hey, Wednesday, day after Mardi Gras, Ash Wednesday. It's also the final day of the recall. Very, very close to hitting those numbers if those numbers haven't been hit. And now this lawsuit that could reduce that number by like 6,000. Don't rest on your laurels. Don't be lazy. Don't be complacent. Don't have apathy. This is a major opportunity for change. New Orleans and Louisiana politicians, I mean, beyond generally speaking, are terrible. Major failures. They're not civic-minded for the most part. Most of them, I mean, at the least, they're like on a power trip. At the worst, the John Alario, Edwin Edwards, Bill Jefferson syndrome. What can I steal that's not hammered to the ground? And then get me a crowbar so I can pry that up and steal that too. Corruption, nothing for our city and state. There's a reason why there's stagnation the last 40, 50 years. New Orleans as a city, Louisiana as a state, surrounded by explosive growth. Texas, the fastest growing state in the country. The South, the fastest growing region. No, there's a reason. These hack politicians. It sends a dual message. You're 86ing an incompetent, corrupt mayor that has done nothing for the city, only for herself. Not a single job, not a single dollar brought into the city with this mayor. Worse, just taking care of herself, entitlement mentality. You send a message to her, it gives New Orleans a chance to bring in someone fresh, someone new, where at least there's a chance it could get better. And it also sends a message to all these corrupt politicians or the hacks that are thinking about running, stay away. You might get recalled. So please go to nolatoya.org, print up that page, fill it out, find out where these pop-up locations are, get to one and hand in that signature sheet. Get other people involved. It is very important. And so close to the finish line. And you don't want to get 49,000 plus. You want to have about 55,000, close to 60,000 signatures, so no one can take this away from us. This, lawsuit, this mandamus action against the Orleans Registrar of Voters, the Louisiana Secretary of State's office to give us correct numbers of registered voters in New Orleans. Don't rely on that. That would be excellent if that goes through. That would lower that number from like 49,000 plus to around 43,000 plus, and would clearly get the recall effort over the finish line. And then we're still only halfway home. There'd be a special election where you get to vote to keep or oust LaToya, the Destroyer, Cantrell as mayor. Hey, I got some great ideas for you if you're just a regular New Orleanian and you're kind of avoiding Mardi Gras over the next few days and you're just looking to get a good bite to eat. You can head to Lebanon's Cafe, some of the finest Middle Eastern food in the city. Great Middle Eastern food, lamb chops, shish kebab, all your favorite Middle Eastern sides. They're on Carrollton and Jeanette in between Claiborne and the Riverbend, nowhere near any of the parades or the traffic. Easy to get away and get some great Middle Eastern food. Right on the foot of Vets, a few blocks in, some of the best Sicilian and Italian. Fausto's Restaurant, about 6 blocks in from the parish line. Very much on the end of the Metairie Parade route. No traffic, no crowds, parking right in front, easy in and out. Fausto's Italian Bistro. Across the street, about a block down, Fury's Restaurant. Some of the best seafood, fresh local seafood, easy in and out, no traffic, no parades. And then you folks, you can beeline across the lake to Mandeville, some of the best Chinese cuisine in America. Trey Yen in Mandeville, I-10, Causeway, overpass over Veterans, over the parades, no traffic, no problems. Beeline across the Causeway, 25 minutes from Lakeside Mall. Again, avoiding the parades, avoiding the people, avoiding the traffic. So 4 good suggestions right there for you. Lebanon's Cafe, Lebanese, Middle Eastern food. Fausto's, Sicilian and Italian. Fury's, local fresh seafood exclusively. Trey Yen, some of the best Chinese food in America. Yeah, lots of variety, lots of choices, and away from the parades and the like. Yeah, you're right. Corey Johnson with you on a Friday like every day. Radio, television, YouTube, broadcasting live from the Buddy Diliberto, River City's Total Maintenance Studios, even over Mardi Gras Day. You need AC or heat help? River City's Total Maintenance is there. NOLAAC.com. That's all you need to know. NOLAAC.com.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Super discount store in Chalmette.
3235 Paris Road.
The lowest price allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and beer.
Worth the drive from anywhere.
If you're throwing a party and need wine, alcohol, and cold beer, super discount store in Chalmette.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, fuller part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the calamari fritti or spaghetti and meatballs. Lunch Monday to Friday, dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro.
Oh, yeah. The sounds of New Orleans. Going to hear a lot of that and more over the next 4.5 days. Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Mardi Gras Tuesday. New Orleans at its absolute best. Speaking of New Orleans at its absolute best, I often say this. You could take this restaurant and stick it in New York City, Paris, San Francisco, and it would be one of the best restaurants in those cities, just like it's one of the best in this food city. Frank Brigtsen joins us from his restaurant in the Riverbend section of the city. He's been doing it for 36 plus years. Hard to beat Brigtsen's. How you doing, Frank?
TGIF. Happy Mardi Gras, Corey.
Boy, this is as good as it gets, and this is New Orleans at its best, right, Frank?
It absolutely is. What I love the most is the joy that Carnival brings in the children's eyes and the adults too. Joy.
Yeah, you're so right. The kids are loving it, and it's hard to see an adult without if not a smile or laughing. They've got a nice, pleasant look on their face. Everybody's pretty happy during Mardi Gras.
Absolutely. It's the power of the beads, man. If we ever lose that, we're sunk.
Yeah, no, you're right. And the revelry, the bright lights, the pageantry, it's fantastic. And boy, I love how the weather's cooperating. Last night's parades, no problems. Yeah, I think we had a trio of parades last night. Then right when they're winding down, we get a little drizzle. Folks are heading home, going to bed, the hotel room, wherever. We get an overnight rain, cold front coming in. It's cold and blustery right now, but it's fine. You just bundle up. No rain at all in the forecast. By Mardi Gras Day, we're going to go from this wintry mix, Frank, to the subtropic zone again. We might hit 80 degrees Tuesday. Tough to beat. And no rain. That's the most important part.
Absolutely. I'm so glad the crews got to roll last night. And that's the main thing. If you're a rider, cold is coming, but as long as you can ride and not get rained on or canceled or moved, it's all good. I mean, that's what riding is all about. I'm so happy for the crew.
Hey, folks love Brigtsens. I'm assuming, Frank, that with Mardi Gras and out-of-towners, people are so smart these days. Plus, you throw in the intranet device and the like. I'm imagining you're booked up tonight and tomorrow night.
We are booked tonight, and tomorrow night we will be closed.
Oh.
We're going to start our Mardi Gras weekend tomorrow because I will be rolling as king of the crew of Lafcadio. We march through the French Quarter tomorrow afternoon from 2 to 4 o'clock. It's a marching parade. I've been chosen to be king, and after much thought, I chose Marna as my queen.
Nice.
And I'm also be riding with my 2 duchesses, Marna's sisters, Sandy and Rhonda. So we'll be rolling from 2 to 4 p.m. all through the quarter. We start at Antoine's. It's going to be great.
It's a Brigtsens parade, the whole crew from Brigtsens.
It really is. And the crew of Lafcadio is really cool. It's a culinary theme. They celebrate the culture of New Orleans and with a little satirical nod to original carnival tradition.
That is fantastic. Looking forward to that. I might come see you in the quarter tomorrow, Frank. Yeah, I'm doing that crew of St. Anne Mardi Gras Day with some buddies. We start.
That's the best. That's great.
Yeah, start in Treme, go into the Marigny, go into the quarter, end up on Canal Street, check out a little Zulu and Rex. Hard to beat.
Yeah, that is the best. We used to live in Bywater back in the 90s and marched with Crew of St. Anne into the quarter, and it's great. It is also the true spirit of Mardi Gras, and you'll see some wonderful costumes. And again, a joyful, joyful morning. And it's a great way to start your day.
You guys are usually open Tuesday through Saturday night. You'll be open tonight. You're not open tomorrow, but you will open on Ash Wednesday, from what I understand.
Yeah, that's right, Corey. We don't normally work Ash Wednesday, but since we're taking tomorrow off, we're going to reopen Wednesday, Ash Wednesday, and begin our Lent.
But still having some beef and those types of items on the menu, right? Uh-oh, you there, Frank? Frank, did we lose you?
Am I here?
Yeah, I got you now. Yep. You're still going to have some beef items on the menu, though, during Lent, right?
Oh, absolutely. We'll have all our regular dishes that people love, the roast duck, pork chop, beef, veal. And then we're going to feature Louisiana seafood. We're going to start Ash Wednesday with crawfish bisque.
Oh, boy.
And then Friday of next week marks the return after a 2-year absence of Brigtsen seafood platter.
Not fried, right?
No, nothing fried. And that's also known as the Shell Beach diet. Very good for you. And so we're really, really excited about that.
Yeah, that is a great time at Brigtsen's during Lent. There's no doubt about that. Hey, Frank, someone fortunate enough to have a reservation tonight. What goodies are on the menu?
Well, there's no question in my mind. I would definitely start with crawfish and corn soup. We make it with seasoned crawfish stock. We boil our own crawfish and then make a stock out of that, so you get the flavor of the backyard crawfish boil, and it is a bite of heaven. Crawfish and corn soup is the feature tonight.
Now what I like about this dish, and it would be fine if you had, this soup on the, in a big pot, on the stove full of crawfish tails and ladling it out. I'd have no problem with that from Brigtsen's. But you take it up another level. Basically, the soup is in a pot, but then the crawfish you're sort of individually cooking and adding them to the soup as people order it. Isn't that right?
That's absolutely right. We do all our soups that way. When you order a cup of crawfish and corn soup, we take a skillet down and we saute fresh crawfish tails with some green onions and garnish your cup of soup that way. That way the crawfish are not overcooked. They're nice and plump. And, crawfish tails are already cooked. You just have to heat them up.
Yep.
So we're very, very gentle saute and all cooked fresh. So you get the crawfish at its best.
All right, where do you go from there after that great start?
Well, I had a couple of friends last night ask me, they were undecided, should I get the veal or the the pork chop, and I sent them to the veal. This is a kitchen favorite. The chefs just love this dish. Sauteed veal with oysters and brie red peppercorn sauce. Very unique combination of flavors, and it all works. There's not too many dishes where seafood and meat really complement each other, but this one does.
Boy, that sounds fantastic. A nice way to finish it off, the Mardi Gras flavored bread pudding.
That's right. Tonight is the last night for our king cake bread pudding with a cream cheese sauce and a brulee Italian meringue on top. It's a killer dish, and when we come back Ash Wednesday, we'll move into something else. I think we're going to go to a butterscotch bread pudding.
Frank, sometimes you get these kind of jokers that want to be the big man on campus. They'll get a Brigtsen's reservation. They'll get a Bayona reservation. They'll get Irene's or Clancy's, and then they get in front of the friends. Where do you want to go? And they got 4 reservations at 8 o'clock at all 4 places, and then they sell out 3 of those places and go to 1. There's a chance you might have one of those jokers tonight. So before someone heads to their favorite little eating hole that they know there'll be space available, maybe you want to call Brigtsen's just the fluke, the low percentage chance that maybe some joker pulled that gimmick, or maybe there was an actual cancellation, right?
Oh, absolutely. Don't hesitate to call, even if I say we're booked. It's human nature. Things happen.
Yep.
A few times this week, people have called and said, I can't get there because of the parades. They didn't realize. We actually had a gentleman call 2 nights ago, said, we came to New Orleans on last minute, and we didn't realize it was Mardi Gras. We can't get there. They didn't even know it was Mardi Gras.
Yeah, well, plus you can get there because y'all are off the Mardi Gras path. It's actually nice and quiet and easy going over at Brigtsen's when there's so much stuff just a few miles down the road.
Yeah, it's easily accessible.
Yep.
I joke around that I offer Mardi Gras parking at our restaurant for $20. We're only 5 blocks from St. Charles, but we're 20 blocks from the parade. So we're way in our own little corner. So it is easily accessible. You just take the back streets or the main streets, really. I mean, Carrollton, River Road, very easy to get there.
Yep. Hey, the phone number at Brigtsen's is 861-7610, 861-7610. Hey, Frank, some lucky tourists that might be hanging a day or 2 after Mardi Gras. Any availabilities on Ash Wednesday?
Oh, yeah. It's booking up, but we do have availability Wednesday and plenty of availability next weekend. So come get some great Louisiana seafood.
No, some savvy tourists and out-of-towners, they do the Mardi Gras thing, and then they're like, let's let everybody get out of town and then just enjoy New Orleans as a tourist, like on Wednesday, Thursday, maybe even fading into the weekend. So getting a reservation Wednesday night, what a great way to top off a Mardi Gras trip to New Orleans, going to Brigtsen's this Wednesday.
Absolutely. Ash Wednesday is the most mellow day in New Orleans throughout the year. And if you get in there Wednesday, come get some crawfish bisque.
861-7610. That's the number at Brigtsen's. Put it in your phone right now. 861-7610. Go to their website. Check out the menu. See what we're talking about. Brigtsen's, spelled Brigtsen's, Brigtsens.com. Frank, always a pleasure, brother. Happy Mardi Gras.
Happy Mardi Gras. Y'all have fun. Be safe and take care of each other. Love you, New Orleans.
We'll see you, King Frank, tomorrow in the quarter from 2 to 4 marching.
I'll be there.
I know you will. All right, King, thank you.
Thank you, Corey.
That's the king, Frank Brigtsen, joining us on the program. Yeah, you're right. Don't move.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
If you love Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City, you're going to love Bienvenue in Harahan. The same folks bringing a little of that New Orleans flavor to Hickory Avenue. If you love Katie's, come to Bienvenue on Hickory Avenue in Harahan.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anyway. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
This is what Drew Brees thinks about Super Discount Store in Chalmette. Actually, Brees doesn't think at all about Super Discount Store, but they do have the lowest prices allowed by Louisiana law for beer, alcohol, and wine. Super Discount Store in Chalmette. Super Discount Store!
Hey guys, it's Frank Smith from LasVegasGambling.com with your weekend 5-star lock of the week, lock of the week, lock of the week. Take the Lakers and the points over the Clippers. Sell the house, sell the boat, sell your children, send grandma away and take the money. Put everything you've got on this 5-star selection. It's the Lakers over the Clippers, and we've also got a fantastic 5-star parlay as well. Call us now, 888-555-7777. It's Frank Smith, a.k.a. The Hammer, from LasVegasGambling.com. Do it now, now, now.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. Engagement ring, and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us steer you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
When you think of Fury's Restaurant in Metairie, you think about their daily lunch specials like red beans and rice, black-eyed peas, white butter beans, liver and onions. Daily lunch specials. Fury's Restaurant in Metairie.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Yeah, you right, Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Boy, it's the Friday before Mardi Gras. 5 days of incredible fun. New Orleans absolute best. Tough to beat right now, New Orleans. 20-plus parades tonight through Tuesday, Mardi Gras Day. And the weather is fully cooperating. Now, it's cold and a little blustery. The wind's blowing. Feels like maybe high 30s right now. Temperature around 48 or so in New Orleans. But we're going to have a warm up. Tomorrow will be sort of like today. But then Sunday, it warms up a little bit. Monday warms up even more, where we get into like back to the subtropics. And Tuesday, we could hit 80 degrees. Literally, like a 40-degree feels like difference. Literally, like feels like 40 tonight, could be 80 Mardi Gras day. So like our, gumbo city, the diversity of our city, we're getting a little diversity of weather. Enjoy yourself, everybody. It's Mardi Gras 2023, what New Orleans does best. Enjoy some great food, enjoy some great music, enjoy the people, enjoy our culture, our history, our architecture. Just really tough to beat New Orleans right now during Mardi Gras. Really tough to beat. Hey, locals. This Wednesday, Ash Wednesday for everybody, but this Wednesday, the final day of recall, NoLatoya.org, recalling the mayor. It looks like the recall is pretty much at the numbers needed to have a recall election. Yeah, the recall signature thing is only half the deal. If the numbers are achieved, then the governor calls a special election in New Orleans where we, the voters in New Orleans, in Orleans Parish, registered voters, go vote to keep the mayor in office or to oust the mayor. So the signature's only halfway there. Even if you're on the fence, do I like LaToya or not? I mean, this is so clear. I don't know how you could like her. Corrupt, inefficient, all about her, entitlement mentality. We know the story. Like her or not, you're on the fence, which is mind-blowing. Sign the recall, and then you can vote to keep her in after the fact. Don't get lost in this one. This is an important time. And this is kind of where we can take back our city and send a message to other politicians like, wow, recalls are possible. A well-executed recall effort can get you ousted. Now, we have too many jokers that run for political office. At the very least, just insecure folks that have some ego and want to be like a celebrity or something, to the worst, like the John Ilario, Edwin Edwards, Bill Jefferson type mentality, like setting up friends and family, just crooked politicians. It's nauseating. And we like taking a beating. I mean, I mentioned John Ilario. He's kind of the poster boy on this program. Edwin Edwards is his mentor. He was a lifetime politician, like 50 years, has a blank sheet resume. There's like almost nothing he can point to that he's done, unless you look at himself. The little arena on the West Bank, named after his father. His father wasn't a crook like John Ilario is, wasn't some criminal type deviant, but he was a nobody. Just John Ilario's dad. He puts his name on the arena. No one in the West Bank, Avondale, Westwego has any idea who John Ilario Sr. was. None. Not deserving of it. I mean, I say this all the time. You're in your car with your kid or something. They're like, hey, Dad, what's Claiborne Avenue? Who's that named after? Oh, C.C. Claiborne. He was the first governor of Louisiana when it was under American, United States rule, no longer part of France or Spain. Hey, Dad, what's Gallier Hall? Oh, he was the architect. He designed this and a lot of other historic buildings in New Orleans. Hey, Dad, what was the Ilario Center? It's just some crooked politician that got his dad's name on a building. I mean, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's like that soccer stadium that hadn't been built in Algiers, supposed to be named after Heitmeyer's dad. You're like, oh, I like John Ilario's idea. The Heitmeyer brothers, let's name this after our dad. Just pathetic. Nobody. How about like some Iraqi or, war veteran? How about someone that sacrificed their life from the West Bank? Put their name on it, not these do-nothing dads. It's pathetic. That's mild what they do. One of John Ilario's son is a riverboat pilot. Makes about $500,000-$600,000 a year. And the riverboat pilots that actually work the ships don't like Ilario because he's lazy and his daddy got him not only the gig, but he doesn't ever pilot a ship. The few times he has, he rams the boat into the dock and causes $1 million+ in damage. Not making this up. The other son has been on at least 4 different state commissions, 6-figure salary. Now, you'd kind of be like, Corey, you're going after the guy saying he actually used commission money from a state board to pay a gambling debt. Yeah, that would be crazy of me to say that if it weren't true. Google it. Look it up. It's nauseating. By the way, about 4% of all riverboat pilots have the last name Heitmeyer. They're like a half dozen of them. Out of 140 riverboat pilots, like a half dozen are Heitmeyers. No, it's just sinful behavior. Setting up friends and family because of political position. And we accept that as citizens because we're second rate. We like taking a beating. It's embarrassing. Have some pride. Have a little honor. It's supposed to be about civic duty. Maybe you don't know that. Maybe you just think like, oh, no, you got elected in New Orleans or Louisiana. You get to set yourself up. That's what it's about. No, that's not what it's about. It's about sacrifice, civic duty, giving to the citizens. And most folks that have that civic duty thing, they're losing money. They're not being able to work their job full time, time away from family, their kids. It's civic duty. It's supposed to be a sacrifice, and it's supposed to be temporary for a little while. Do some good work and get out. Not 50 years like Alario, not a few decades like Heitmeyer. I remember one of the Heitmeyer brothers, he's an optometrist, not an ophthalmologist, didn't go to medical school. There's like one state in the country where LASIK surgery can be done by optometrists, the non-medical school guys. Supposed to be done by an actual medical doctor that went to medical school. And the state that does it, it's like Oklahoma or somewhere where it's meant because there's like no eye doctor within a few hundred miles for rural folks to be able to go. Heitmeyer got that law changed so he can make money doing LASIK surgery because he's an optometrist, not an ophthalmologist, didn't go to medical school. Just that kind of self-serving stuff, and we accept it. No, just criminal behavior, no ethics, no morals, no integrity, no pride, no honor. And they justify it because Edwin Edwards did it, Bill Jefferson did it. It's pathetic. And you want to know what these guys are really great at, they're experts at? Where's the ceiling? Where's the threshold? Where's the limit of what I can get away with? How do I hit that limit without the citizens freaking out? That's their greatest strength. We got to do better than that. Sign the recall. Don't let Mardi Gras distract you. On a lot of the parade routes over the next few days, there'll be those pop-ups, those little kiosks, the little tent, nolatoya.org. They'll be out there. Takes about 3 minutes. Be a winner. Do the right thing. This is a great time to step up. They are pretty much at the number or have exceeded the number. But there will be some, signatures thrown out. Didn't dot the I, didn't cross the T, signature doesn't match. It's New Orleans and Louisiana. There'll be a lot of folks trying to make this thing fail, try to derail this thing. Let's get not 49,000 plus signatures and barely cross the goal line. Let's get 55,000, 60,000, clearly cross the goal line. NoLatoya.org. You can find out where these little pop-ups and kiosks will be located. NoLatoya.org. Do the right thing. Come on. This is a no-brainer. Let's get this recall in the books. Insane, huh? Got to get this done. It's of vital importance. It's very important for New Orleans. This is our chance. Let's not blow it. NoLatoya.org. Boy, ladders on the curbs. I've seen now that you got adult ladders, like not like a ladder with a little seat for 2 kids, but something constructed with a huge seat for adults to sit in, and they're right up against the curb. I never understood why ladders are up against the curb and why these big now man-made things for adults are against the curb. I don't get it. You're elevated already. Why do you need to be front row? I think the law in New Orleans is ladders need to be 6 feet off the curb. It should be like 16 feet or 26 feet off the curb. You're already elevated above the crowd. Why do you need to be in the front row? It's crazy. No, you do the right thing if you have a ladder. Back it up a little bit off the curb. Let folks get in front of you. You're already at an elevated level. Do the right thing over Mardi Gras. Hey, every day this program on radio, on television, on YouTube, brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex and now Lamarck Crescent City Ford. That's right. Ronnie Lamarck from Araby Parks got you covered out by the lake in Kennebra, I-10 at Williams Boulevard, right on the corner, right on the price. Yeah, the car corner of I-10 and Williams, the Lamarck Automotive Complex. Home of the number one Ford dealership in the region, the big store, Lamarck Ford. Home of the number one Lincoln dealership in the region, Lamarck Lincoln. And now across the parish, going from the lake to the river side of the parish in Harahan, Ronnie Lamarck has acquired Crescent City Ford. So now you have the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner and Lamarck Crescent City Ford in Harahan on Jefferson Highway. Yeah, he does not stop. Ronnie Lamarck from Araby Park has been selling Ford vehicles for almost 60 years. Started at Bill Watson, early 70s. And now 2 major dealerships, 2 major complexes for you. Lamarck Automotive Complex and now Lamarck Crescent City Ford. Every day, this program on radio, television, YouTube, and more, brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex and Lamarck Crescent City Ford.
The city's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa with 4 area locations: New Orleans, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and Metairie. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. NOLA.woodhousespas.com.
Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Trey Yen in Mandeville.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
If you or a loved one are suffering from Parkinson's disease, listen to Springfield Wellness Center's founder, Paula Norris Metayer.
People started coming to us and asking for help for things other than addiction. We have a Parkinson's patient here. He comes in once a month and gets his little booster because that's what you have to do. In 2 hours after he started, his tremors in his hands stopped. So he said, Paula, your major marketing challenge is that it's too good to be true. But it's true. It truly is true. We can't say that all of these things have a cure, but these things happen and they're real.
Call Springfield Wellness Center, 504-291-4000.
Just call us. That's all. And we'll be waiting for you.
Make the call, 504-291-4000. 291-4000. Springfield Wellness Center. SpringfieldWellnessCenter.com.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
When a young man comes in and they walk into our store and you can see they're a little intimidated. Last week, I saw the young man. I said, hey, what can I do to give you a hand? And he said, well, I'm here for an engagement ring, but I don't think I'm in the right place. So I got him to my desk, and within an hour, he had purchased an engagement ring, had spent $1,000, and he was treated like he spent a lot more, and I'm sure we have a customer for life. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City. Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Have a painting project but can't decide on the perfect color? At Helm Paint and Decorating, we offer half-pint paint samples in any Benjamin Moore color for under $5, so you can test potential paint colors before investing in a full gallon.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. The Friday before Mardi Gras. The next 4.5 days. Ground zero for the biggest party in the world. Free party. Fantastic food and music, revelry. Enjoy the people, the history, the architecture. New Orleans shining at its absolute best. Mardi Gras 2023 is in full swing, in full gear all the way through Tuesday. Tough to beat New Orleans right now. Hey, real quick, you locals that might be participating in Mardi Gras, might not be. You still got to get some good food over the next 4 days. I've got 4 great suggestions that are off the beaten path. Let me tell you one on the beaten path first. Katie's in Mid-City. You going to Endymion tomorrow? Start your day, your afternoon at Katie's in Mid-City. Great New Orleans food, great place to chill and relax. A couple of blocks off the Endymion Parade route, right in between Bienville and Canal Street where Endymion runs. Yeah, make tomorrow your Katie's spot for Endymion. Now, I've got 4 other places that are off the Mardi Gras beaten path, away from the parades, away from the crowds, away from the traffic. They're open. They've got room for you. It's like there's not even Mardi Gras going on over there. The first one, Lebanon's Cafe, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn. Some of the city's best Middle Eastern food and away from everything in between Claiborne and St. Charles or the Riverbend where Carrollton's one lane. Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn. You can't beat the, I say you can't miss the big green awning, I should say. And as the weather warms up, outdoor dining at Lebanon's or enjoy indoor dining or get a to-go order. Great Middle Eastern food at Lebanon's Cafe off the Mardi Gras beaten path. 2 places right on Veterans, just a few blocks in. Fausto's Italian Bistro, some of the city's best Sicilian and Italian at Fausto's Italian Bistro, about 6 blocks in from the Paris line on Veterans. As good as it gets. You'll love Fausto's and no parades. The tail end of the Metairie parades end right there. But there's no crowds. There's easy parking right in front. Great service. Sicilian and Italian at its best. Fausto's Italian Bistro. Directly across the street, about a block away, Fury's Restaurant. Some of the city's best seafood, all local and all fresh. Never anything frozen, nothing from out of state or out of the country. Fury's, away from the parades, away from the crowds, easy to get to. And then on the North Shore, Trey Yen in Mandeville. It's not Chinese food, it's Chinese cuisine. Get off I-10 at Causeway. You go that Causeway overpass over Vets, over the Metairie parades, straight across the lake. 25 minutes from Lakeside Mall, Trey Yen in Mandeville. You won't be disappointed. That's 4 great choices. Lebanon's Cafe, Middle Eastern food. Fausto's, Italian and Sicilian. Fury's, local fresh seafood. Trey Yen, Chinese cuisine. All off the parade route, all away from the crowds. Easy parking right in front. Great service. Locals, that's what I recommend, where you can go get a great bite to eat and not have to worry about traffic, crowds, parades, and all that. It's like Mardi Gras even going on at those places. Pretty nice. Hey, Wednesday, Ash Wednesday. Also, the last day to sign that recall effort, NoLatoya.org. Ed Cotreveau, the former inspector general, penned a letter to the Times-Picayune. LaToya Cantrell's transgressions demand that citizens stand up. A petition to recall New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell needs more signatures within days to give voters the chance to decide whether her behavior warrants removal. Her alleged actions may not result in indictments nor violate ethics laws. Even so, they are the very definition of corruption because they abuse public resources for personal purpose. Corruption destroys trust. Corruption in leadership is particularly contagious to lower-level bureaucrats and spreads throughout the organization. The mayor's travel expenses and other actions under scrutiny, her alleged diversion of city revenue to private organizations she controlled, her involvement in the Smart Cities initiative, featuring a contract tailored by employees for a firm they owned, her alleged abuse of the city apartment and the subordinates assigned to protect her, and her use of public funds for a recent mailer touting her record. A society's leaders have a responsibility to maintain social norms of behavior by setting an example and by denouncing violators of those norms. If leaders do not, those standards of behavior will disappear. Cantrell appeared in juvenile court during the sentencing hearing of a carjacker, which gave the appearance of an improper attempt to influence the sentencing. In doing so, she gave tacit approval for more lawlessness. She also stood with Irvin Mayfield Jr. before his sentencing for stealing over $1 million from the public library. Quote, "We all need to stand together," the mayor said, and referred to the thief as a true son of the city. The city's highest officer explicitly encouraged more fraud by condoning criminal behavior. These are not the actions of a responsible or ethical leader, and I urge residents to sign the petition. Otherwise, the corruption that motivated me to move away will only get worse. Ed Cotreveau, former Inspector General, City of New Orleans, who now resides in Metairie. Very well-written letter to the Times-Picayune by the former IG. He's right. Go to knowlatoya.org, knowlatoya.org, and check out where local pop-ups and kiosks will be, where you can sign that petition. Let's get it way over the limit so there's no turning back. And then we get to vote to keep her or oust her. What's that, Blue Boy? 4.5 days of Mardi Gras fun and festivities. You're right on the money. What else, buddy? Everyone have a great, safe weekend, and we'll be back Monday at 4 o'clock. You're right, on Lunday Gras. No doubt about it. Good job, Blue Boy. Thanks for watching and listening. Happy Mardi Gras. See you Monday.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson. On TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube. On radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
Hi, it's Ken Friend from Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business. Come see us over on Maple Street in Uptown.
Friend & Company Fine Jewelers, Breitling time, 6 p.m.